This is
Look at
Kaniga.
that.
It's one of the mine detector rats.
This is a she.
Yeah, she.
She is huge. She is a colossal rat. Do they bite at all?
No, these are friendly.
Friendly rats.
Yes.
Can I give him a bit of banana? Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.
There we are.
So-
There we are. Go on. Look at the camera. Look cute. Yes. You are actually really cute, I have to say. Oh, blimey. Apart from when you scratch and grab. So the rats will sniff around, and then they'll sense there's a landmine under the ground.
And they scratch.
They scratch, do they?
Yes.
They scratch at the surface. So they're being harnessed up. This one's raring to go. And there he goes, he's off.
The clearing work we were shown is a training operation. These Gambian giant pouch rats can weigh several kilos, but they're still light enough to be able to walk over the unexploded mines without detonating them.
Sniffing along, see what he can find.
They're easy to train, and in a poor country like Mozambique, they're much cheaper than conventional mine clearing machines.
Oh, he's scrabbling at the ground.
Scratch.
He's scratching. Has he spotted one?
Yes.
He spotted one.
This is the mine which Nelson found.
This is a deactivated one. That's right, isn't it? But if this was a live mine, could that kill a person, or it would injure them?
Yes.
It would kill them.
Yeah.
So small, aren't they? You can imagine if this was an area where people were living. And just over here, you can see the kids over there. This is, again, a populated area where people are trying to turn the land into an area they can use for farming. And they come along and they start doing some farming, and then they tread on a landmine, or a kid finds it, picks it up, and it goes off. And so this is what the rats are able to find. It's fantastic. It's so simple. Just a shrug of the shoulders. All in a day's work for you.
Rats like these have cleared over 400,000 square metres of land. But hundreds of thousands of landmines are still believed to be left unexploded. The next day we headed north along the N1, the country's main highway.
We're just short of the line here. I'm just going to take a few more steps. 3, 2, 1. And they're just here, right here. This is the Tropic of Capricorn, running across here. And look, there's no traffic coming. This is the main, in fact, this is the only road in Mozambique running south to north. It's the main thread linking this country, and it's 4 o'clock Friday afternoon. There's one car coming in the distance. There's nothing coming behind. There's very little trade and transport along here.
It's hard to believe now, but before the war, Mozambique was one of the biggest tourist destinations in Africa. Bob Dylan even wrote a song about the place.
I like to spend some time in Mozambique. The sunny sky is aqua blue, and all the couples dancing cheek to cheek. It's very nice to stay a week or two.
Tourists are beginning to return, and we were heading for one place the government hopes will really put the country back on the map again. Set on the Indian Ocean, Vilanculos is the great hope of the country's fledgling tourist industry. The big attraction here is the Bazaruto archipelago, 5 paradise islands strung out along the coast just off the mainland.
We're just off to the islands of Bazaruto ahead of us. I think we're going in this little boat in front of us. Looks a bit bigger close up.
D'ici un chameau, d'ici à Chile.
Bazaruto is famed for its luxury eco-tourism, offering serenely isolated beaches and some of the best diving and marine wildlife in the world.
So this is one of the main lodges on the island. Then people will pay anything up to £1,000 a night to stay here.
You have quite a few celebrities coming and staying here. I mean, we've had Leonardo DiCaprio was staying here with his family when he was here shooting Blood Diamond.
Well, that sounds as though that's just the type of tourist that the Mozambican government wants to attract. They don't want to attract riffraff like me, for example.
Yeah, it seems like it, and but it's quite beautiful and it's isolated. I think that people come here because it's a getaway. It's like, you know, you're far away from everybody, but it's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Mickey had arranged for us to stay with Paulino Zibani, one of the 2,000 people who live on the island.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Simon.
The luxury resorts say they have helped the local community, but it didn't seem that many of Leonardo's dollars had found their way here. In fact, less than 100 of the 2,000 islanders are employed in the tourist industry. We bedded down for the night in Paulino's guest suite.
It's starting to pour with rain now in the middle of the night. Absolutely pouring down, and looking here on the corrugated iron roof. Chris, the producer, has just stumbled in. He was sleeping in a tent, and the tent just collapsed in the rain. Come to paradise, they said. Tropical island, sun-kissed beaches. The reality is not always what you expect. Rain was coming down on the corrugated iron for hours. It sounded like we were sleeping under a waterfall. I think we've probably had about 3 hours sleep each.
Just a fraction of the money from tourism has been invested in this community. And the government has so far blocked the Bazarutans' plan to start up their own tourism business on the island.
Do you feel that you've been let down? Do you feel that you've been lied to about the benefits you would get from tourism?
We had plans to build a campsite here that would have benefited the community, and it would have increased our income. Now we're dependent on others for money.
Perhaps the saddest thing about Paulino's situation is that he spent his youth fighting for the future of his country on the government side in the war.
I wasted my time fighting, defending our land, and now I live in really poor conditions. The salary I make is really small. I can't support my children properly. What am I supposed to do? Mozambique is the place I was born. I've nowhere else to go.
So here we go, we're off to Madagascar now. Just a few of our bags. Hopefully we haven't got the pilot who brought the last plane in. It's the last plane that just landed, went off the runway. On here.
There are no direct flights from Mozambique to our next destination, Madagascar. First, we had to return to South Africa before heading on to the Madagascan capital, commonly known as Tana. We were then to head south to pick up our journey along Capricorn. Or at least that was the plan.
We've arrived in Madagascar. We're still in the airport. We've had a bit of a baggage disaster. This is just some of our equipment here, but most of it, some of the most crucial bits, haven't turned up. We think they're still in Johannesburg.
Bagless, we headed into town. Madagascar was a French colony until 1960.